back to the next episode of What Now Garage. Yes, we're back on the Mustang. We're going to try to get the balances and the passenger fender caught up with the rest of the car. That way we can go ahead and get it on the car. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so you know that's Fat Boy Day, so we can go ahead and get our little grub on tomorrow. So the Mustang can put off and get it until Monday or the whole weekend. So I appreciate everybody who's liking the videos, who's watching the videos. Whether for y'all, we'll be making any videos to put out there. So thanks again to y'all for watching. Also subscribe to the videos. That way we can go ahead and get more content to y'all. The more subscribers I get, the more content we can get out there. It's good for everybody. I got Mr. Deuce walking around over here by the Mustang. As y'all can see, as we left off on the last video I showed y'all, I got the fender mocked up. Hood's finished. It's actually, I checked it out, it still looks pretty smooth. So that's good. So we'll go ahead and get the passenger fender in here. I'll show you where the dent is and where we have to cut off. Also, we'll get the rear valance and forward valance out of the other shed. That way we can get it in here. We'll get all the body work knocked out, get it body filled, hopefully primered. Got some more primer. I bought some spray away glass cleaner. That's actually pretty good. It's ammonia free and everything. I actually have to worry about it messing up anything. So let's get into it. So as y'all can see, I use some spray away to clean it off. I'm gonna use that actually to wet sand it because I'm not gonna put any. I'm not gonna use my sander this time. I'm just gonna kind of scuff it enough. You see right here, it's got kind of. You can actually see with the light there where it's kind of chipped from when it was shipped, and see if I can see if you can see that dent. You can barely see it right there. I might try to put some filler in. If I try to knock that out, it's gonna make it worse. It's just gonna mess that up. So I'm gonna try to fill that little bitty dent. There's a little bitty whoop-de-doo in the back there, but you can't even see it. Once it's painted, it's going to be perfect. But like I said, this one here, right about here where the headlight bezel was, had like 1.5 inches more metal on the driver's side than it did on the passenger side. I don't understand why. It's same fender either way. But this one, I tested it. It fits perfect. The only difference is right here at the top, there's a huge gap right there. It's like 1/4 inch. Right here at the top, but it's flush all along the bottom. I checked the door, see if the door was even modified with the old fender because they did so much body work on this car. It was ridiculous. So everything else seems to fit fine. I may try to manipulate it to where I can get the gap to close on the top without messing up the front to where it's level with the hood. So let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera up so we can get this thing scuffed up and get it primed, and we can start working on those valances because it's got a few dents and dings in it. It's going to be a while to work on those. One of them's actually bent around the corner. So we'll get into it and I'll bring y'all back in. Like I said, I'm not going to use my sander on this because I don't want to gouge any points on here. Have to do more work than we have to. It's already really sealed. But I need it to be all gray. That way the base goes on the same color. You don't have any light spots or dark spots. So I'm just going to scuff this up and use spray away glass cleaner just to wet it up. And then, like I said, just take one of these right here and sit there. And you don't need to rub too hard. You don't want to burn through any of the paint even with this. Of course, I got it as stable as I can, as you see. Garbage table, but yeah, work with what you got. We're going to get these creases and everything like that. Not really worried about bending the fender because once it's bolted on it. I had the last one, on the last episode I saw all my saw harnesses, which worked pretty good. Was a little bit more stable, I guess. But I'm just lightly scuffing this, and I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna clean it off that way. You don't have any type of contaminants before you go to spray. So I'm probably gonna hold off on spraying this one or doing it in the filler until I get the balances done too. That way I can set all three up, get them all three sanded at the same time, and get them primed all at the same time where they're all dry. I'm probably gonna get the headlight buckets, tail light buckets. Tail lights are gonna have buckets, just the fins on the rear end of the car. Get them all sanded too. Probably gonna get them back primered. I actually have the tail light pieces painted. The Wilmington white that I'm gonna be going with. Little spray can. I want to see what they're gonna look like on the car. So just rough sanding them a little bit, probably a bit more than this. Just get primer back on them, so when I go to spray the car, I'm gonna spray the car as it's completed, and then all these pieces, like the balance, the headlight buckets, tail end piece, are all gonna be painted, not on the car. That way, I can get it all done at one time when I go to spray. Just spray and go, and be done with it. Like I said, give me a clean rag, and wipe it off on one side of the rag without flipping it, and then I'll spray it off again, and then wipe it with the other side of the rag, the clean side. See, that's just from scuffing it. Turning the rag black, which is good. That means it took some of the layers off. I'll actually probably wait to wipe it again when I'm ready to paint it. That way I can get everything done at one time. And yeah, it's a faded black now. So I'm just gonna let it dry. See if I got any spots that I've missed. If I missed any spots, like I said, just go right back over it. You don't have to push hard. You're just scuffing enough just to get the primer to stick. And I'm not really worried about the oils from my fingers getting on here right now, because like I said, I got a wax grease remover. Before I go to paint, I'll wipe it all down, or even use the spray away. The spray away works just fine. You can use that stuff just to spray on here and get any oil or any contaminants off of the material. And then you're ready to work. I mean, you can't actually have a product than that. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people use it. Otherwise, using Invisiglass. But I do find, not to discredit their glass cleaner, because it is really, really good glass cleaner. But this stuff here just is good. I ain't never had a problem with it. So, we'll let this dry. I'm going to go ahead and get the balances ready. I may bring out the sawhorse so I can get one on one side, but I may be using this table or another table from outside to use them, because I need something flat when I go do all the sheet metal work. Alright, let's get this done. As you can see, these are the pieces I was talking about. This here goes at the bottom of where the grill meets the actual bumper. It's kind of like a little fill-in spot. This is your front valance here at the bottom where it's supposed to hold signal lights, which I'm going to take these out, chrome. I need to order some new ones. These are garbage. They're like corroded and busted out. As you can see here where he tried to, I guess, repair something, he's done such a quality job. I mean, my jobs aren't 100%, but like I said, I'm not a sheet metal guy, so I'm going to try to knock that dent out over there on that side, trying to smooth all this out as much as I can. I don't believe this is supposed to be as rounded as it is. I may go test fit it to see, but you know, there's like a little small dent here. Some of the spots you're not going to see, there's a huge dent here. I'm going to knock this out. I'm going to take y'all every step of the way. This is kind of like uneven, it's kind of wavy, but with the license plate there, you really can't see it. This is the top, this is the bottom. So, I'm just going to try to get as much of that as I can, or what I can. Right here, small dent. Go around tapping things out try to get them as smooth as I can. Gonna have to really wash and sand this because it's just flaked and chipped and yeah, it's crap. But this is the color that it's actually gonna be. This color, I mean, it's got, I don't know what I was doing with it before, but it's got black overspray on it. On this one and on that one. Just put the rear end, the headlight bezels to put over the front of them, to cover them up. This is the color. I actually did a pearl clear. I don't know if the camera's picking up the glitter in it, but I'm going to actually just roughly sand them so I can get them back primed. Like I said, all 5 of these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pieces actually. 7 pieces of these are going to be sprayed off the car. So I'm probably going to end up spraying all 7 pieces first. That way I can get my pattern down, get the paint mixed correctly before applying it to that, because you don't want your paint messed up before you start spraying, and then you're left there with a mess. So let me get all this stuff set up and get these signal lights out of here so we can get banging away. I know what y'all thinking. Where did you get this pristine workstation from? Well, it's just scrap wood, so that's what I got it. So, like I said, I'm not a sheet metal guy. All this is bent up. Here's an actual way you can sit here and do this and straighten this all out. Like I said, some of these spots you're not really going to see. I'm just trying to get it straight as I can. As long as you grab it pretty flat, you can get it to where you manipulate it to where it's pretty straight. It's pretty whoop-de-doo all the way around, so like I said, I'm not trying to get it perfect. Just trying to get it straight enough. Set it up on there. Pretty sure it's not the right way to use this, but like I said, I'm not a sheet metal guy, so we just winging it. I'll tell you what, that looks pretty good right there. Where we'll see that before. Look at that. Beautimous. I got my camera actually set up in my three-ton jack handle right now. So that's why when y'all see me moving y'all around, y'all actually sitting there in the jack stand. I mean, actually, it's a 3-ton jack. That's what's holding my camera right now. Professional. That's what we strive for, professionalism. So, like I said, I'm just going to sit here and just keep tapping away. And I'm going to end up just popping all that off, see how bad that actually is. Sorry about the road noise. Idiots live around here and they got to display everything. So, hear that all night and day. Man, that was not too bad if you ask me. Bit of a lip on each side. I'm trying to set you up on an angle where y'all can see the whole piece. That way I'm not have to keep moving y'all. Watch. I'll move that on the jack. Watch this. Look at this. Every car guy knows that sound. That's a jack. All right. So let's keep plucking our way around this thing. Like I said, try to get this video out when I can. I've been actually putting a video out every couple days. So We're doing pretty well. Like I said, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the 21 subscribers that I have right now. Enough about that. Let's get this car put together. I want to try to watch it though, because I don't want to keep hitting it and actually have this start to bow in. So I'm trying to like move it and manipulate the part as I go. I'll probably take all this crap off the way. It's just a little Harbor Freight set of tools here. I mean, most of the stuff I got is Harbor Freight stuff. I can't afford all that fancy stuff. So, what I can get. And you don't really need an expensive tool to get your job done. Use the parts. This is like very, very tedious work. I mean, a lot of people go around and piss off at y'all's body men and stuff like that, you know, working on y'all's cars. How long does it take you out of the time? It's tedious work. I mean, I got great respect for those people who go out and fix people's cars. It's amazing how they can take stuff that's messed up. Some cars are almost total. They can get this car right back on the road. Very, very cool. Like I said, that bottom looks pretty good. I'm going to have to go back on this side and kind of manipulate that side a little bit. I'm going to bring y'all back in when I go chip that off and get this dent here out. A couple little small dents here and there. This is probably going to be the bad spot. All this is pretty good. Just needs to be sanded. There ain't really no more dents on the outside of it except for those little small spots. But I'll bring y'all in on the next one when I go to start peeling that bond. So I actually wiped it off. There's a huge dent right here, right there, and here, which actually got out pretty easily. The bottom rim is actually smooth now. I just want to see how bad this is. Only the best for this. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Look how thick that is. That's crazy. I'm not even gonna be able to break. I'm not even gonna get the flap attack on this thing. There ain't no freaking way. Let's see. You have to see how hard and how thick that stuff is. Look at that. Y'all see that? Look at that. Why? There's no reason. Look how smooth. You can actually see how high this is built up. This is actually almost flat. This is at an angle. So they took the whole angle out of the bumper, which makes absolute no sense to me. And if I had to guess, this Bondo probably goes all the way across. It's simply redonkulous. Look at that. Look. Crazy thought. There's actually blue paint under the Bondo. That's awesome. I mean, it's rough. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely rusted. But you don't need this much Bondo, dude. The thing, it slopes. Just follow the body line of the car. I mean, some spots you probably just knock the bumper. They probably wouldn't sheet metal guys either. But, I mean, you could at least attempt it to try to knock some of this dent out. No messing the metal up. I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna knock the dent out and put less body fill. Look at that. That's amazing. Look, see, look. That blue paint is shinier almost than the top. Yeah, crazy. But I'm gonna just keep. And just FYI, this piece is like $30, I think. I found one. And on the actual like website, look at all the blue. The blue went all the way through. That's crazy. This whole piece is probably gonna be all Bondo, and it's probably just easier to say. Don't just order the piece for $30 instead of doing all this work, but then you don't learn nothing. I'd rather teach myself a skill, even though it may be an unwanted skill by some, but this makes you better. I mean, this is going to be a huge project, getting all this straight and then filling it, but I'd rather learn how to do this huge piece and get it fixed, so when you go work on small stuff, it's easy. It's going to be like a cakewalk. So that's why I do what I do. I'd rather just work on this, fix it. Now, a lot of people will be like, why didn't you just fix the passenger fender? That thing was too far gone to use. I know it looks good on camera, cut metal off of it, but trust me, it was time for a new fender. This guy, whoever owned this car before, it ain't the previous owner that I bought it from. I don't believe he did this. I believe the owner before him had it. He had 22 on it, I think it was, which cracked the fenders. But I'm just gonna keep hacking away at this stuff. It's a lot. And then I'll bring y'all back in whenever I get it cleaned up so I can show you what it looks like after. So, chasing the Bondo. There's a little dent right here. I'm gonna knock it back out right here. It's on the spot right here. But I can't really be mad at the person who had it because they did get it flat. I mean, I guess they had a spot here where it just moisture got to it, everything finally cracked, or stress cracked it. I literally threw dust everywhere. Should have went outside and this, but I didn't feel like taking all this stuff down. But I mean, it's dented up pretty bad. Because I think I can get it flattened out and then just use a little bit of Bondo just to fill it in. I mean, this is all this up here. There's no need for Bondo. All this was flat, so I'm guessing he used so much here that it was leaning it. I mean, rolling it over to the top to where this was too thick and this was thin. He actually piled it up higher on the bottom than he did at the top. But all you have to do is just really flip this on its face. You can see right here, like maybe try to do some. I don't know if that's where it got hit or what, but just flip it over, and I'm just gonna knock it down to where I can get it flat enough to where I can. And like I said, when I go to put filler on that one, filler on this one, and those at the same time. So there's no point of putting that much Bondo. This side has no Bondo. It's all metal. I mean, you go in right here, it's like don't. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this thing over, get it straight, and then I'll bring y'all in so I can show you what I did. Alright, so literally took me 5 minutes, if that. I actually laid this 2x4, even though it's just flat wood here, there's a lot of imperfections in this table. So I just laid me a 2x4 under the bottom of this, where like this, basically, and just propped up the end where it was flat on that 2x4, and then use the flat end of this hammer to tap on top of the 2x4 to kind of get it started. And then I took another 2x4 and just laid it across to kind of smooth it all out. And it literally did the work for me. I mean, I think this side here is actually straighter. I mean, look at that. that's, I mean, you still got the dip here, going up, flats, flat. Now, don't get me wrong, there's imperfections from like this dent here and all these gouges, which that'll be body filler. But I mean, I will literally just need to feather the ends, lay a thin layer, and then sand and paint. I mean, isn't that a lot better than putting like 6 pounds of Bondo in a spot you really didn't need 6 pounds of Bondo on? Like I said, I don't know anything about bodywork, man. Just figure it out. That's what's awesome about doing this kind of thing, man. You just work at your own pace, figure out things, and then you may figure out that you were actually good at something you didn't know you was good at. I mean, I'm not saying I would open up a body shop, but it's enough to get me by. So just, like I said, take your time, try to figure yourself an angle, and get your job done. I'm going to go ahead and get that one of those dent here out the way as good as I can, move it out the way. I'm not even going to sand it, move on to the next piece, which is probably going to be this one here. A couple spots, but I'm going to just knock that out. Once I get them all knocked out, I'll bring y'all back in. Once I get it, try to get it sanded and body filler on it. Alright. So, Mr. Deuce, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Alright, so we got this sanded. I wiped it back down, got dust all over it. I got these all sanded. I'm pretty close to where I need it, but I'm going to have to put body filler on it. So the spots that I need to put body filler on, it's kind of just rough. I went ahead and sprayed this. It's 62 degrees here now, so it's pretty cold. I mean, it looks pretty straight. I mean, you can knock a few dents out of it, and it's the lip and all that's pretty straight. Some of the spots I didn't do on the rear valance is because the bolts and everything, where it bolts up into the car, you're not going to see them. So I wasn't too worried about getting that sanded down perfectly, just enough to where we can get it painted and ready to put on the car. So I'm going to let this dry. I got the ghetto heater going right now to kind of warm it up in here so that all this is dry. And like I said, I can fill this little dent right there in and kind of go over this one. Majority of it's going to be there, and there's a few spots here. This one here actually had more than I thought it did, especially in this area here, so I'm going to body fill in this. You got to be careful when you do these edges like this, especially when it's in a rounded area. You got to be careful how you sand it. I mean, there's an indentation there, so I'm going to body fill in this whole section there. This side's actually pretty good. I'm not really worried about that. Majority of this is going to be covered by the bumper anyway, but I still want to fill it to where you don't have any waves in it. That's going to be shown through the whole front of the car, so that needs to be done. And I'm going to try to get it as perfect as I can. And then once I get the body fill mixed up and everything like that, I'm going to bring y'all in, show y'all the finished products. I know y'all bored of me sanding and stuff like that, but it actually came out pretty good over there. It's actually smooth and flat. There's just a little ripple in there, so a little bit of body filler, hardly any body filler for this little bitty crease. I'm literally going to fill that crease, and that's going to be it. Sand that down smooth. I'm going to end up sanding this by hand. That way I don't dig into the paint. Probably with 320 just to get it roughed up. But I'll bring y'all back in after I get all this filled in. I don't know if it's going to dry enough today because, like I said, it's 62, I think, degrees outside. It's getting colder and colder. I'm trying to get it done as fast as I can. That's why we haven't moved on to another car yet, because I want to at least get this car sprayed. I'm not really worried about the bumpers and all that stuff like that right now, because we can just bolt that when we bolt it on. I also ordered some parts for the 69 C10 panhard bar, so when we lower it some more, you can adjust that rear end, and cab corner and rockers. That should be coming in pretty soon. Pretty good price on what I got it for, but that'll be probably the next project once this is painted. Once it's painted, I can slowly start putting pieces here and there back together, getting it running, but we can jump back and forth between that and the truck, and then eventually get back to the 52 Plymouth. So let me get all this done, and hopefully we can get it dry so we can start sanding this so I can show you what it looks like. Alright, as you can see, I got some filler there. Kind of like an unorthodox way of getting that curve in there, but I got a thin layer on that, Coming back to over here, I put some on this corner, which didn't need much. But you can see I use, it looks like a lot, but majority of that's going to come off because it's just going to take the ripple out of it. Just over here trying to see what's going on. But yeah, I just smooth it out as much as I can. I'm going to go over it probably with some 320. That's it, knock it down because it ain't much. And you can see here that little haze here. That's where that dent was. So that's the only part I got to sand. So basically I'm just going to block sand that one smooth. That way this one will be ready to prime. I'm going to go sand those, the bezels over there and get them primed. So that's done. So while this is drying in front of the ghetto heater, which I knocked over my primer. But I'm going to let all this set up. It's pretty late. What time is it right now? Let's check out. Let's see what time it is. No, it's only 2:30. So maybe I can get all this sanded and maybe prime today. If not, I need to at least get it sanded because you don't want this stuff sitting too long. Then it becomes a problem. It's harder to sand, so you're wasting most of your time to sanding. So as soon as this gets to where it's able to sand, I'm going to sand. The fender should be painted today. I may be able to get the paint on it and then bolt it onto the car with the other fender. That way it's all on there. And then it'll be ready to shoot once that's ready to prime. Once the bezels are primed, like I said, we'll shoot all this at the same time. If I got time, if this is still drying, I'm probably going to pull the grill out of the other shop, sand it, and go ahead and just get it black, paint it black. So I got the black now. I can get it primed in black. I can put it next to this heater where it heats up. Alright, I'll bring y'all back in whenever we get something else done, alright? So as y'all see, I went ahead and bolted the fender up just under the hood just to see how it's going to look. It looks good. Only thing I'm going to have to do on this side, I'm going to have to modify the fender. See how far off that crease is. The camera doesn't justify it. It's probably about a 1/4 inch higher. I know sometimes when you buy these aftermarket fenders, especially Mustangs, you have to do some adjusting on them. So what I'm going to do is probably cutting and bend the brackets right there next to the cowl. I don't want to go too far because then it's going to be too low. The front is identical to the driver's side. I did a measurement. It fits perfect. Doors open, close without hitting the fenders. I know it's going to pull. It may pull this side down here once I get it bolted, and then I pull it down and bolt it to the bottom of the car. So come out good. See, it's getting dark already. It's cold still. Here are the other pieces. FYI, what I do is, if I know the parts aren't going to be seen, especially like within these areas here and here, and usually around where the bumper brackets are going to be bolted up to, this is going to be under the car, so you're going to see it. Anything that's on the bottom that you're not really going to see, I don't really do too much work there, but anything that's on the front side, I'm going to end up putting a license plate there anyway. I'm going to get as much as I can. Like this here, you can see some of the, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, you can see some of the filler here. Not worried about that because that's tucked under the bumper, front bumper. So I just wanted to get it covered and at least smooth out. Remember, it was a huge dent all the way across, so I just wanted to cover the dents up. This came out really, really good. It's got a couple high spots here and there, but once it's painted and it's shiny and stuff like that, it should fade it out. But it came out really, really good, especially how cold it was. I had to keep heating the can up in front of the heater, heating the parts up with my heat gun there. But all this is finished. Everything that needs to go Wilmington white is completed. So now what I'm going to do is go through all the bolts. I just put them in bags. I may go buy some new hardware or order some new hardware so I can get everything bolted up complete. And then we should be ready to spray. I'm gonna wait for a warmer day because I'm at the door closed and the heater running, but I don't think that heater's gonna put out as much heat. But the reason why this side of the hood is lower, it doesn't have the stops on the fenders like that side does. So I'm gonna take them off the old fender, put them on that one. That way it raises the hood up higher in the front. But like I said, everything that needs to be Wilmington white is complete. Like I said, I'm going to when I go to spray, I'm going to spray all of these first so I can get my pattern right. You know, it's better to mess up on something that is not the actual whole car. That way you're not over there spraying and it just splatters everywhere and looks like crap. So I'm going to spray these first in the booth. I'll probably have the car outside. That way I can lay these down, spray them, and then I'll just roll the car on top of them, just have it under the car, and then spray the car. That way they can all dry at the same time, they'll get all cured at the same time, and then just when I'm ready to take them off, I'll just pull the car out, pick those pieces up off the bottom, and then we can start reassembling the grill. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with the bumpers yet, if I'm going to order new ones, because those are kind of rusted and all that. You may want to just put them back on there, I don't know. So we'll get that painted, this painted. Hopefully that'll be about Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully it's not raining or cold like it was today. It was like 62 degrees, like I said. It was cold. And then we'll get it sprayed. I'm gonna show you the spraying process. I'll probably just do a time lapse on the spraying of the car. Once I start actually like spraying everything, I'll probably do like a slow paint on all this so you can see what I'm doing, and then do a time lapse of painting the car, and then have that video out for y'all probably in about a week. But till then, we'll get started on the next video. Alright, y'all, that's enough for today. I'm tired, I'm ready to take a shower. See y'all later. Alright, welcome back again. So I got the paint reducer and mixing cups and all that stuff with the car. I got it outside in the sun. It's probably about 50 degrees outside right now. I'm actually going to end up closing the shop up and seeing how hot I can get it in there. Tomorrow's supposed to be 63, I think, so it may be better to paint it tomorrow. But today we're going to do some prep work, tweak the fender a little bit, got it closer towards a better fit. But today I'm going to end up just wet sanding, getting everything prepped, farming up my little, we'll call it paint booth, cleaning out the shop, get as much dust out of it as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into sanding this down real quick, and then once I get it all wet sanded, I'm going to just using like 600 just to just rough it up just enough just to get the stuff off of it. Then before I go to actually paint it, I'm going to use some grease wax remover. I bought some more of that stuff, and then we're going to tack rag it, blow down any little spots with the actual compressor, make sure there's nothing still on it, roll it into the paint booth. I'm going to end up painting, like I said, the pieces first, then rolling the car in, so they'll be underneath the car drying as I'm painting the actual car, so it'll be covered from under the car. And then we'll go to spraying the car. Try to do some research on cold weather painting and stuff like that. I know it needs to be up to these 70 degrees or 77 to paint, so I'll try to get it as warm in there as I can. Like I said, single stage paint, so it shouldn't be that bad. Like, I'm not going to put a clear on it because it already has clear in it. I got new bolts coming for the fenders. I'm just going to paint it as it is now. When the bolts come here in a few days, I'll just bolt everything on it. Right now everything's just kind of loosely fit on there. I got 2 bolts holding the fenders on right now just to hold it in place, so when I go to spray it, I got a clean sweep from left to right. I don't have to worry about anything moving. The paint will be dry when the bolts get here, and then I can start reassembling everything. Then painting the where the grill is around where the headlight buckets go, painting that black. The back's already black. If it's not shiny enough or like she wants it, I'll sand it and repaint the black, but I'll just cover whatever I need to cover. So yeah, so what we end up doing today is wet sanding this, and then getting the paint booth thing ready, getting the shop cleaned out, and then we'll start spraying this thing. I'll get y'all back in here after I get everything wet sanded and everything prepped. So as you can see, I already wet sanded it down with 600. You'd be amazed at how much stuff comes off this thing whenever you sand. I had a couple rough spots here, may have to fill back in, but on the trunk. But it takes everything. I'm not really worried about anything flying on it right now because it's wet sanded and it's clean. As much as I'm gonna get it clean, but I'm gonna use, like I said, I'm gonna use that grease wax remover whenever it's fully dried. I took all the tape off, mirrors, door handles, windshield and stuff. I'm not really worried about this. A new windshield, but I got some primer on it, but I can get all that off. Yeah, once it dries, I'll get it all taped back off, and she'll be ready to spray in the booth. Everything's, like I said, I'm gonna wipe all this down. You just want to make sure you sand it down to where you don't have any like high rough spots, so it's all nice and smooth. So when you lay your paint down, it's smooth. So I'm gonna get in here, start setting up these tarps and all that, see if I can figure a way to get this paint booth thing going. That way it's already hung up, ready to go. So when we're ready to spray, we'll just spray her. And see, I'd have, like I said, it's gonna be my first official like spray on a car. I mean, I've sprayed pieces on cars before, but this is my official first paint job. And we'll see how it comes out. Hopefully it comes out decent enough to where it pass her inspection. Alright, y'all. Alright, here's my professional paint booth, as you can see. I understand the corners ain't covered, but that's where the hood and all is going to be. I'm not really worried about dust flying up from that because I'm going to be spraying up high. I just want to get where I'm going to be getting the low corners of the fender on the sides. As you can see, it's about almost 6 feet tall. So I just want to minimize the overspray of my shop. But this is just I'm going to get some air and just kind of blow off anything that's on the tarp itself. But I just want to try to minimize as much dust flow as possible in this shop, because I know there's dust everywhere. But that's what I got for right now, and I'm going to start taping the car off, that way I can get it ready. If I can't get it done today, I'm going to end up spraying it tomorrow. So at least we'll have this done. All I do is just wipe the taillight bezels, headlight bezels, the valances, and then wipe the car down. Once it's in here, so I'm going to spraying this, and then open the door, and pull the car in, wiping it while it's in here, let it dry, and then straight spraying. Or I may just spray everything while it's in here. I may have enough space to put the stuff down, spray this stuff on the floor, and then spray the car after. So we'll see how far I get today, and then if I can't get it today, I'll be painting it tomorrow. I'm just more worried about air hitting this and it flapping, but I got it lodged behind some stuff back there so it can't move. There, Deuce, he's loving the tarp. Hi, Deuce. You loving the tarp? Yeah. You loving it? So, yeah. Like I said, I wasn't gonna spend $400 on an inflatable paint booth. If it gets to the point where I'm painting more cars, I may buy one and just set out there in the gravel and paint something. But for right now, I just need to get the car painted. So I just bought these little $3 tarps from Hobo Freight and got them stringed up along the shop. Got magnets holding all this together, keep it from moving. But I think it's gonna work fine. Like I said, I'm gonna blow all this stuff off with air, and then start spraying this stuff here, and then spray her, and then we'll be finally done. And we'll just untape it, and then we'll start putting pieces together as we go. Like I said, I may pull it under the carport so we can get the truck in here, so we can start working on it. Cause I got some rockers and cab corners, panhard bar, so we can lower it down some more. I think the next car we'll be painting is the 52. So once we get this one here done, we'll go ahead and get started on that one. I got some metal work I want to do to the floor, and then probably paint the inside, do some stuff on it. But we need to do some mechanical work to it. It's running good, but it's not running 100%. So, all right, let me get this stuff started, and then I'll bring y'all back in. Show you how far I got. All right, we got a 90% taped off. About 3 o'clock. Temperature dropped back down to about 51. So I'm just gonna get it taped off right now. See, I got this door still untaped. I'm gonna tape the glass of that door handle tomorrow. I actually taped under the hood to keep the engine from getting paint on it. I'm gonna tighten that up on the bottom when I get it moved in, the paint, keep it from flopping. I'm gonna spray all this and that over there. So I'm just gonna tighten that up. But yeah, I'm about to push it back up in here, move all these pieces out the way. I'm about to clean this. I got dirt all over it, but it'll be fine. So tomorrow, me and Deuce will be out here tomorrow painting the Mustang, so it's going to be painted tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 63, so I'm going to have the heater running here too, so it'll probably be in the 70s in here. So it should lay down pretty good. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start picking this stuff up, push the car in, and get it wrapped up so we can start again tomorrow morning bright and early. But alright, y'all, let's get this done. Alright, what now, garage? We finally made it to the point. I already wiped it down with wax and grease remover, all the pieces here. See, you got my gun there. Got it all regulated out. I got it set to about 25, 26 psi. I'm gonna do some tests painting on the, like I said, the bezels first to see, make sure the spray pattern is good. I don't have much room in between the car. I may try to slide it over some, or I may just try to spray it like that because this isn't going anywhere. I already got it tied down pretty good to where it ain't gonna flow. I'm gonna shut the door. I'm gonna try to figure a way to get all this in here at one time because I don't want to have to paint these pieces separately and paint not match. And I don't want to paint these outside and get dust particles or leaves because everything's falling out of the sky. So I'm gonna get some paint mixed up. I'll probably put the camera in this waterproof box that way I don't get spray all over it. And I want to try to get this thing sprayed soon. That way we can get this thing done. Alright, let me get on. I'm gonna be mixing this thing 4-to-1. I did buy some reducer. I don't think it's gonna need it. It comes with a hardener with the paint, so it's a 4-to-1. You put reducer in it, it'd be 4-1-1. So I'm gonna spray these first and see how it comes out. If I need to add reducer, I'm just gonna have to add reducer. But the kit was pretty cool with the gun. It came with screens. The actual paint came with screens, mixing sticks, everything in the paint kit. So all you really gotta do is just go with it. I got the car neutral, so I can slide it back and forth because I already got the doors and everything taped off. So all I gotta do is just push on the back end and slide it forward. I got the headlight and taillight bezels in the center of the car, so when I go to push it, if I need to push it forward after I paint those, I can just push right over the top of them, just let them dry under the car. I may have more room in the back to paint all the rest of the pieces because I don't think the car's going to fit with this being in the front. So we'll go ahead and figure all this stuff out, jigsaw puzzle, and then we'll come back and see where we're at. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. So I didn't film me painting it because it was so much oversprayed here. It was like ridiculous. So the camera actually got covered, so I'm not going to be able to show that footage. It just mist everywhere. But I will show you what happened when I first started painting it. Have to look at your bottles, ladies and gentlemen, because I actually messed up on the first coat. I'm glad I started on the bezels because, like an idiot, I put reducer, not the hardener. So I was like, man, this thing is running like crazy. So what the hell's going on? So I come back to the table. You see the paint table. Had to reduce it. So I poured all that crap out, threw that paint can away, and then I just mixed a new one up with the hardener. The gun I got, it was spraying all right. I opened up the air a lot more, and I just opened up the paint. I mean, I got like halfway of paint because before it was just like misting. I'm like, that ain't gonna cut it. So I opened it up, and it just started slinging paint. When I say slinging paint, that's what I mean. It does have, like I said, it runs right here. This is a budget build, so it's not gonna be showroom quality. But man, it came out amazing. It's crazy. I still got some tape here and there. I just want to get some of the tape off so y'all can kind of see with the tape off, because it didn't do it justice with the tape on it because it's paint all over the plastic. I didn't cover the wheels. I know everybody's like, why didn't you cover the wheels up? These are like $40 wheels. I got like 4 of them for like $40 at a used car deal, at a used tire place. And I'm like, screw it. I ain't got time to be cover that up. We have some nice wheels, you know, nice tires on it. Yeah, I'll take the time to cover it up. But I mean, man, you cannot ask. I mean, it's a single stage, which has the clear already in it, so you don't have to worry about it. There's hardly any orange peel whatsoever. I mean, you kind of glance over the top to see a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. It looks amazing. I mean, it's so shiny. I mean, I put 2.5. The reason why I say 2.5, I'm not really worried about the front here either because I'm putting a chrome piece there. But the reason why I put 2.5 is like some spots that wouldn't cover. I just went back and just kind of misted it over it. There's a spot on the top of the car. I don't know if it's going to pick it up right there. It's not a fisheye. It's just it would not stick to that spot. So I'm just going to dab some paint on it. Once it fully dries, I'll just come back with that paint and just dab it up a little bit. But I mean, I got all that painted. I mean, it's so shiny. I mean, the light's reflecting off this thing like crazy. I mean, you can see, I can see myself in it. I can see the lawnmower reflecting in the paint. Like I said, when I first started spraying it, it was like, man, it ain't covering whatsoever. But then, you know, I remember watching everybody else paint their cars and like, yeah, you know, don't try to cover it in the first one, kind of get a coat on it and let the paint do the work. So that's what I did. I just painted on there. It did have some tiger stripes because, like I said, I had to adjust the gun. But once I got it to where I knew it was going to spray good, man, it just laid down like crazy. Now I will say this, the hose I was using, just a regular air hose, man, that thing was hitting everywhere. I'm trying to drag it, but I got out like some spots I had to touch up. I mean, like I said, it's going to have like some imperfections because of the body work. Like I said, it's not a show car. I just wanted her to better get back in this thing and start driving it. Freaking mosquitoes in Louisiana trying to get in the paint. But it came out amazing. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. I'm going to leave the tarps down on the ground, of course, because the car's on it. It needs to dry. I took all the other ones down around it because I didn't want anything to collapse while it's drying and then fall on it, and then, you know, then you got to have a whole other mess. But man, it's crazy. You know, people say, you know, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. Man, do it. It's the finished product. Once you do something like this, man, you feel so much better about yourself. Like, man, I didn't think I could do this, and it come out flawless. I mean, it's so, I can't wait. I got a couple days I got to work, but Friday, I'm just going to let it cure it in the shop. But Friday, you know, I'm off. So I'm going to push it out of here. I'll probably just pull it with my truck. I'm going to pull it out of here and get the sun on it, because, man, this is not doing it any justice with this little poor-ass light I got. It's, man, the paint just looks amazing. I was kind of leery about it when I was painting. I was like, man, it doesn't look like a Wilmington white, because it's supposed to be cream. Deuce is inspecting it. Deuce, does it look good? Deuce, does it look good? Looks amazing? Huh? Does it look amazing? He approves. So, like I said, the fenders aren't really bolted on. It's like two bolts holding this on the top, just so I can get it on there and I can spray it and kind of just lay a pattern on it. So I didn't want to spray them separately, just in case one color was different than the other. Then you see the panels being different. So I wanted to make sure everything was together. The wind stopped blowing, which that's why the door was open. It was blowing like crazy earlier. It's like 62 degrees outside. I didn't even run the heater. I just ran. The lights were on. I turned the compressor on, and I just let it rip, man. I turned the fan on outside, which I don't think it really did anything because it wasn't sucking nothing. But yeah, I'm super psyched about the paint job. I'm hoping the wife, when she gets home, she gets to come look at it and be amazed at it as much as I am. Like I said, I'm gonna repaint the wheels black, go with a shiny black, to go with the shiny paint. I did take the back off so the black stays on there. I still have to paint the black on the front, but like I said, I want to get this done so I can get y'all some more videos on other cars. Like my rockers came in yesterday, and I'm hoping to where I can get this dried out, you know, get it pushed out, and start working on the truck. The truck I can work out outside because I'm doing some welding and stuff like that, which I got to take the seat out of the gas tank and then put the rockers on, fit the rockers and put some new ones on. I'm supposed to have cab corners coming. Like I said, panhard bar is coming. We can drop that thing down, probably cut a coil out of each one, and just let it, just slam it. I want it down. I want it down on the ground. Plymouth gave me some trouble today. I'm going to have to invest in a new carburetor because it wanted to start, but then it didn't want to do anything. So we're going to be investing in some mechanical work in that thing. So I want to get that thing running. Probably going to do a muffler delete on it. I want some pipes on it. I want it to be loud because it's pretty good the way it sounds, but I want some pipes on it. But this is going to do it for this video. It's been probably about a week since I put one out. I know I was putting them out every other day, but I wanted to get this thing done. And man, this is like a year and a half, 2 years in the making. And I'm so thankful for y'all to watch these videos and inspire me to kick it in high gear and get this thing going. I'm gonna try to get this thing uploaded tonight so y'all can get to watch this. I wish I could have had y'all watch me paint it, but like I said, it was so much white paint in the air, it was ridiculous. But I'm gonna get this thing clean, all that stuff cleaned up outside. Try to get everything pulled in without throwing dust anywhere, because I don't want any dust on this paint. It gets tacky pretty quick. It's like 15 minutes and it gets pretty tacky. I may come back out a little later this afternoon and try to get some more of this tape off, because I don't want the tape sticking to the car when you start peeling paint off the car, which it shouldn't be too bad because I got the majority of it off stuff that would cause it to pull paint off any parts. I wiped it, like I said, see, remember all the primer and stuff I had on there? I wiped it down with thinner. Got thinner to get all the windows, which I'm just using some glass cleaner and clean it. I got all the paint off of everything, and man, I can't put into words how psyched I am about this, man. It's crazy. I would have to do this again. I don't really want to paint the 52 because I like the flat black. Maybe I can find a single stage flat black or a matte black and bring it back in there. I will say this, I am going to buy more Torx and get the lawnmower out of here because it didn't have any room. I'm like scrambling trying to get stuff in here. But I'm just rambling now. I'm just crazy, man. It's insane. But thank y'all for watching. I'm going to try to get this thing up here. Please like and subscribe. Comment, please. Anybody who has any idea on painting single stage, how I could have done it differently. Like I was spraying it at 26 psi, which seems like a pretty good flow. Didn't bog down the compressor. Compressor probably kicked on between coats maybe once. I did a whole cycle of the whole car. Would fill the gun up again and just went at it again. Like I was mixing the paint out there, which is ridiculous, and it came back in here and just shot it, man. It was crazy. I shot all this on the ground, and it is like, man, it's like glass. It's crazy. I had a buddy of mine show up in his Fox body, and he could smell the polyurethane outside. He was laughing at me. But anyway, I'm in this video for What Now Garage. Like and subscribe. Y'all want me to start making some merch to put up there for y'all to wear and stuff like that, let me know. I already got one shirt made, just a regular What Now Garage. I got the other one coming in, should be here in a couple days. I got Old Deucey on the front of it with the 52 Plymouth. I may think about making a line of that and giving it out. I'm not going to charge like everybody else charges their merch. Some of their shirts are just outrageous. It takes like it's like a $15 shirt. They're charging like $40 for a shirt. If I pay $15, I'll probably put it for like $20. I'm not going to go outrageously with the pricing and everything. But, like I said, thanks for watching again. I know I'm still rambling, but it just feels so good to have this thing almost completed. It's amazing. All right, y'all. See y'all next time.